You're about to enjoy an It Takes Three Network podcast.
Welcome back, Upper East Siders. After a long, hot summer away, I see it didn't take much time for you to dirty up the clean slates I gave you. My inbox is overflowing, so let's get to the good stuff, shall we? Spotted. Chuck Bass up to his old tricks. Poor B. I guess nothing good lasts forever.
Hey!
Hi!
We're together!
Yay!
Welcome back to another episode of Three Gossip Girls, a Gossip Girl podcast. I'm Liz.
And I'm Michelle.
Tonight we watched our opener of Season 3, Episode 1, Reversals of Fortune. Original air date September 14th of 2009, written by Joshua Safran, directed by J. Miller Tobin. The summary, I decided to keep them shorter because it's just too much.
Yeah,
sometimes.
And we get into it anyway, so you guys know what's going on.
So it's a light summary from IMDb. Blair and Chuck adjust to their new status as a couple. Serena returns from Europe with many secrets and a complicated relationship with Carter, which is really not even what the episode's about. But,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Tonight we enjoyed a little sangria I concocted.
So good.
Yes, the Glassful of Gossip this week is titled Polo Punch,
So
in
cute.
honor of the polo match that they went to this episode. It is summer vacation, and we only have about a few weeks left until we start college and the school year, because Jenny and Eric start school too.
That's right.
So we're going to catch up with all of our kiddos. I'm going to start with the Humphreys. We have them in the Hamptons. The Humphrey Vanderwoodson clan minus Lily and Serena are enjoying their last minutes of summer vacation. Jenny is living her best life. I mean, wouldn't we all be living our best life?
Her best new rich life.
Her best new rich life. Dan and Rufus are coming back from golfing. It's just
new linen threads.
Very, very rich apparel that the Humphreys are wearing.
Very
now.
Hamptons.
Completely. Jenny and Eric are discussing their deal that they made with Serena. They're hiding all of her exploits this summer from Dan and Rufus.
Which I didn't understand until the episode went on.
Well, yeah, because it's hard for you to even catch it when
Yeah.
they're talking about it until later on, when we go into more in the episode. So the clan heads back to the penthouse in the city, and Dan then stumbles upon the tabloids with Serena, and apparently she had a very wild summer.
She sure did. Euro trip.
A Euro trip. Dan thought she was going on an Eat, Pray, Love journey. Not really the case. Yeah, so Serena then arrives home in her limo, and all of the paparazzi are hovering over her limo. Dan and Rufus, Jenny and Eric are like, what is happening? So Rufus goes out to help her. Obviously, everyone's confused. He even says to Serena, like, what's happening? And she goes, I don't know why they're following me. Girl, you know why they're following you.
Also, do you ever find watching, we're not 3 seasons in, but we're in the
Almost,
beginning
yeah.
of the 3rd season. To me, it's still hard to believe that all these people care about
her.
Serena Vanderwoodson.
Same. Even in the chat, Jillian's like, who really cares about Serena Vanderwoodson? She's this one random person in New York City that, yes, we know her family comes from wealth. That's it. You're really not that exciting. But
The young socialite,
it's the show.
I guess.
It's, you
No,
it's
I
the
know,
show.
I know.
The next day, the Humphrey Vanderwoodson clan are eating breakfast that happens to be all laid out by Lily because she wants everyone to be super comfortable. She's out of town due to Cece's sudden decline from cancer. So Lily has to be out of town, which the actress we knew was pregnant. So this is a way for them to sum up what's going on with her.
When Cece first got diagnosed, and we were
We
like,
didn't
she's
think
lying,
it was real.
and then she's fine, and
Yeah.
so it's real.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure in the same episode they shed a light where
She's taking her meds,
yeah,
right?
she was taking
Yeah.
her meds. So you're like, okay, so she actually is sick, even though now she's claiming she's not.
Right.
So she is. And Lily also got the family tickets to the Vanderbilt polo match that Rufus promised her they would all go to show their support. Serena is on board with this. She's
course.
excited to be in the good graces and social aspects and
Sure.
have her photo taken, and she can get a new hat. But of course, the other children are not thrilled to be going to this. Serena even apologizes for the paparazzi and tabloids, and she still claims she doesn't know why they're following her. You know. But Dan takes her aside and questions her trip and the little white lies that she's been telling. She, like we said, apparently was on this, like, find myself journey, but the pictures in the tabloids tell something completely different.
But remember when Serena doesn't like liars?
She doesn't like liars. She hates liars. That's her number one.
And to be honest with you, I'm still playing catch up and trying to understand what we're actually doing here and what Serena's plan is. Like, we kind of know as you're going to get into it.
Right, like...
But also...
But at this moment, you're like, she's lying for just the sake of lying. We don't really know what she's up to.
Yeah. I have questions, but I'm going to wait.
Yeah. So Dan has questions too, and he's curious of her wild trip. And Serena says she has to leave to go see Blair and completely avoids the topic of talking about it. So she does go to meet Blair, who is catching Serena up on her little journey this summer. So to sum up a little bit of our pair chair, the episode begins where Chuck is meeting a girl at the bar and they are extremely flirty. And we come to the conclusion that, okay, so Chuck and Blair are no more. That was a really, quick relationship or lack thereof. And then Chuck does admit he has a girlfriend to this potential venture, and the two of them decide to move on to a more private spot. Chuck continues to flirt with said girl, and then Blair shows up and completely humiliates her on purpose because this is that game that they're playing for the summer, and it was apparent that Chuck never was going to cheat on Blair. It was just... he was participating in a very bizarre game they concocted this summer.
Because this is how they get off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is
and
also
multiple
to keep
times in a day.
Yeah, and to keep things entertaining and fresh so they don't become stale.
Right. So that's their explanation for this. So before we move on, we must catch up everyone on Nate's summer.
Oh, yes, Nate.
Yeah. He arrives back from Europe via helicopter with a brunette who is not Vanessa.
No.
Right. And it's clear that these two met on their plane and they don't really know much about each other except that they'll both be at Columbia in the fall. He does even ask her last name or, right, how old she is, because she does say that she's going to be starting her master's or something of the sort. So she is older than him. And after they start talking for a little bit, they discover that their families are political rivals. The Buckleys versus the Vanderbilts. And they decide to part ways because of this revelation. Like, they can't possibly date because their families literally hate each other.
Yeah, no.
So, sucks, Nate.
Bad news, Brie. Sorry, girl.
Yeah. So back to Nate and Chuck. They're having a discussion, and Chuck is telling Nate he doesn't want to live in Bart's shadow anymore, and he also wants to find a new hotel to buy because he doesn't want to deal with the palace anymore. So then Chuck is also insistent that Nate go and seek out Bree Buckley and ignore the flack from his family. Nate's already on the outs with them since he turned down his internship with the mayor, and we know why, because she was hitting on him. God, the world of Nate Archibald, I really
all the older
don't
ladies like
it.
him.
Yeah,
all the ladies like him.
Love him. I don't get it. They also discuss Chuck's new arrangement with Blair, and simultaneously, Serena and Blair are talking about this topic as well. And Blair seems to be fine with this whole plan, and she even admits to coming up with it herself. However, Serena is worried Chuck may actually cheat on her, and even Nate is worried that Blair is just playing this game for Chuck.
Yeah, because what is Blair actually gaining from this? Chuck gets to lure a woman.
Right, Chuck gets the flirting, but then Blair gets to do what she loves, yelling at people.
Yeah, that's true.
Again, so a little bit in for her.
This is how they're getting off. This is
right. They're just...
That's who they are.
That's who they are. Yeah. As Blair and Serena are talking, the paparazzi appear to take Serena's photo, and Serena still claims she doesn't know why they're following her. And Blair follows up with that she knows what Serena was and who Serena was doing during the summer because it's all over the tabloids. So even Blair knows something is up with Serena. Later on, Rufus hears from Vanya that paparazzi are going through their trash, and as he's getting off the phone with Vanya, Jenny, and Eric, it's clear that they know something that Rufus doesn't. So they have to tell Rufus about all of Serena's ventures this summer. Yikes. So all of the Vanderwoods and Humphreys are looking at photos of Serena in all these magazines, and they also notice a fellow that is in most of the pictures with her, but they can't really make out who it is. So the audience knows that it's Carter Bazin and that Serena spent her summer with him, and Serena does run into Carter outside, and he states that they need to talk about what happened during their trip. But she avoids the question by untying her dress so that the paparazzi follow her and get away from Carter.
Do you think this is just for us to be like, okay, I need to find out what happens at this point?
Like, this is the last straw, like, for the audience?
Well, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Because we're like, it's just like this is so annoying. It's just so annoying. But obviously, we're like, well, we need to know what's happening here. And then the whole situation with Carter, like, I still don't understand what's happening with Carter. I still don't get it.
I think this was a way for them to kind of trick you thinking that her rebellious side has to do with what happened with her and Carter during the summer, even though that's not what happened.
Right, she's trying to lead them down
right, and they're trying to lead the audience down that path too. But it doesn't really connect at all until this scene where you're like, oh, maybe it's something to do with Carter, but it really, once you know it's about the father, now it makes more sense.
All I'm saying is they better do a damn good job with this father storyline or this is real bad.
Yeah.
Because we had a couple of storylines from season 2 that just we didn't care about.
Disappeared.
Yeah.
And disappeared too.
Poppy, the whole money situation.
Yeah. I know. I think that sometimes, I mean, obviously it's clear with shows like we watch Riverdale. Like they get about over their heads coming up with so many different plots for so many people. And then it's like when you don't follow through with the plot, you're like, why did you even bother with this in the first place? Yeah. So the whole Poppy thing, just they left it like unfinished. Like it was it. They wrapped it up. Yeah. Serena arrives home to find Rufus and Dan, who end up confronting her about her trip, and she promises that she didn't go off the rails and admits that her partying life is over and they all should put it behind them. And so Rufus is like, yeah, okay.
But also,
put it behind me.
The thing is, though, Rufy can't really parent her.
No, it's not his kid.
He's
not really even technically married to Lily yet.
No, it's not his place. And how annoying for your ex-boyfriend / you guys are friends, but now living up in your fucking business.
Right?
So Padge is just like his nose is in everything.
Oh, God. I would not want to be her.
No. So annoying.
I would not want to be her. Yeah. So Rufus is kind of okay with this. I mean, he really has no choice.
Right.
And then Dan pulls Serena aside and asks who the guy she was with. It was at Carter, and she says yes, and how they traveled together. But now he's stalking her.
Another lie.
She just throws that in there. But now he's stalking. Like, why did you have to even add that into the mix? Dan didn't know what was going on. So all he knew is that you were hooking up with him while you were on your trip. Why couldn't it just be with that?
And also, if you tell Padge something,
he's gonna do something.
So, I mean, the fact that he calls
dumb.
Blair, how could you not think that you dated the guy?
Right.
You're friends with the guy. You now live with him. You know how he operates. And especially for Serena.
Right. Someone's stalking Serena. We
Anything
have to take
for Salinas.
Oh, my God.
I love that movie. But anyway.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying.
Of course, our buddy Padgy calls Blair because now he needs help.
Sure. Yeah.
While all of these kids are going through this shit, Vanessa had an interesting summer.
She got extensions.
She got extensions, I guess. So did Jenny. Their hair is wretched. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. There are parts that it looked good, but most of the episode it looked terrible. We have a quick scene in the beginning of the episode at the coffee shop. Vanessa is telling her pal Scott that Dan has to reschedule plans with them because something with his family has come up.
So Scott,
Yeah.
as you guys all remember, is the love child.
Is the love child of Rufy and Lily.
We have so many words about Scott.
So many words about Scott. Scott seems quite interested in what Padge's family is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he okay? Is everything okay? Yeah, they're fine.
And didn't Vanessa say, like, oh, you met him once?
You met him once.
In spring.
Yeah, you met him once during the springtime. You know, maybe we can all hang out.
He also looks like he's 12.
He looks like a baby, but he's also supposed to be much older than them.
Yeah.
And we were trying to come up with the math in the chat, and I don't think it's right because
they said, someone in the chat
I could have sworn Lily said she got pregnant at 19.
I know. I'm very confused on this timing because there's no way he could only be 3 to 4 years older than them.
Right, because...
Right?
Right. Unless all of our parents had their children fairly young, in their really early 20s. But I thought that Rufus said, oh, you had this kid 10 years before I even knew about him.
Yeah, I thought so,
It's
too.
been 10 years. Well, that would make no sense because that means that Lily and Rufus are 29. No.
No, that doesn't work either.
So maybe 20 years, 39. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
So wouldn't he be way older?
Didn't we think he was going to be in his his late 20s?
Yeah.
When I was first making predictions?
If you guys can please clarify, I don't have the patience or time to do the math at the moment. So if you know further, please add 3 Gossip Girls Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Gmail, whatever. We're interested.
What's the lie again he's telling to his parents?
He still tells them he's at Boston U, I think.
Okay. So he is in college. So how can they still be college age?
Right.
Unless it has to be 4 years, but then it doesn't make...
Right, unless he's like doing a master's program.
Maybe.
But even so then, the casting then of this actor, he needs to look way older than he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, later on, Dan and Vanessa do end up meeting for coffee to fill each other in on their summers, and Vanessa does tell Dan about Scott and how they're hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, some flirting has happened. She clearly likes him. And then Vanessa is concerned with Dan. It seems that he was really living the good life this summer and makes fun of his new wallet and his $100 bills and his wallet, etc. And she doesn't feel like he's the same old Dan that she knows and loves. Okay.
I just feel that he is the same Dan. It's just he has new threads and he had a different summer. And this is why, because he's still dealing with Serena shit and trying to fix her and still trying to be there. And I feel like it's the same situation that him and Vanessa have gone through because it involves Serena.
Yeah.
He's just not really updating her on that.
Right. It's sad that they really
haven't
texted or talked to each other during the summer. I guess their lives really caught up with them. So Vanessa talks to Dan. She wants him to meet Scott the next day, but Dan's pretty vague on the family duties that he has to do as his excuse, and then leaves in a limo, which completely throws off Vanessa because he just told her he'd be taking the 6. So she's like, wait, what? This is bizarre.
Well, she knew. I mean, he knew she'd judge him.
Well, yeah.
So,
but later on though, it's not even like his excuse for it. He doesn't really have one because he's like, I'm just trying to adjust here.
That's
which
true.
We'll talk about. We'll talk about that. So later on, Vanessa is venting to Scott about Dan lying to her, and so Scott suggests that she call Rufus and invite herself to the polo match and then get a +1. And then while we're there, you should take Dan aside and tell him how you really feel.
This is so
What kind of fucking elaborate plan is that?
It's
Just
so
call him on the
crazy.
damn phone. Yeah, because Scott, we know he has ulterior
Well,
motives.
of course.
So he's like, let's just go to this polo match and meet up with Rufus, but you meet up with Dan and tell him how you really feel.
But also, it's so inappropriate. It's not like Dan is having this elaborate
It's not like
party
it's
and they're
Dan's
crashing
party.
it. No, it's just a freaking polo match that they're side, like literally no one cares
Right?
that
Like
they're
they
there.
like donated. Like that's it.
You got in
Yeah,
because
it's
of.
really pathetic. And then we have a scene where Scott calls his mom and tells her that tomorrow is like the day he's been looking forward to this entire time while he's creepily holding his birth certificate.
Yeah.
Just bizarre.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so after Cher talked to their prospective BFFs, Chuck arrives to see Blair, and he tells her that he's arranged for them to see some models to choose a new girl to humiliate. And you can see she's a little reluctant, but ultimately agrees to go, hiding the fact that this is bothering her. Because, once Serena tells her you're doing something stupid, she's like, oh, okay.
Well, maybe it was brought to the surface and she always felt this way.
Yeah. I mean, towards the end of the episode, you do see it's like,
It's
maybe
getting old.
Yeah, we did it for the summer, but maybe we shouldn't anymore. Yeah, so they do end up going to the modeling agency where Blair is picking apart all of the models that come out. And you can tell Chuck catches on that something is wrong and they decide to stop playing, like temporarily. Meanwhile, at this point, Nate receives a call from his family to welcome him back and attached a note to this car that he got, a note reminding him that fall internships begin next week. And so he calls Chuck to tell him that he knows how he's going to break off from them once and for all, which now we can assume, all right, we're going to bring Bree Buckley into this situation. We're at the polo match, and all of our peeps arrive. Nate decides to introduce Bree to his grandfather, while also giving him the car back, like both symbols of him going against the Vanderbilt way.
And like, fuck you.
Yeah, and so Bree later on confronts Nate about the party, not realizing that it was a Vanderbilt affair, and she's trying to get back into her family's good graces. And even though the two of them really like each other, they probably should keep their relationship on the DL.
It's like the Montagues and the Capulets.
Totally. I kind of like it, though. It's like something different for now.
Fine.
Yeah.
Another secret relationship for
fine.
Nate,
And then later on, he does say that too, like, oh, I'm used to secret relationships.
I did this last summer.
Totally. William Vanderbilt comes over to them, and it seems like he has Nate's best interest at heart, but ultimately he then calls Tripp to tell him he figured out a way to take down the Buckleys for good. So that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck and Blair, they're bored at this polo match and see a woman who would be a great candidate for their game if they were playing. And later on, Blair is looking for Chuck, and it's revealed that he does leave. And the blonde also leaves pretty soon after that. And so Blair is obviously very nervous. Scott and Vanessa do end up coming to the match, and Vanessa quickly tries to talk to Dan, but then Blair interrupts to take care of the Carter situation. And that leaves Scott to have to introduce himself to Rufus while claiming to be Vanessa's friend and a big Lincoln Hawk fan.
Because Rufus goes to shake his hand, and he's like
just staring at it. Like,
and I'm sure he's like, wow, I'm going to touch my biological father.
Right. So it could have been dealt with a little bit better.
I think
but,
so too.
Nice that he was a little nervous. Blair and Dan then have Carter presented with a restraining order against Blair, who's claiming to be at Serena's side the whole day, so you can't go near her, blah, blah, blah. And he must stay away from her. But then Serena comes over. God, she really gets me, guys. She comes over and she asks what's going on. And Carter says that her friends are trying to have him kicked out. And then he's like, I'm just going to tell them the truth. And she's like, catches her off guard. But then luckily Nacho comes over and is like, Serena, we need you to, throw the first ball. And so she enters the course, but instead of throwing the ball, she gets on the back of a horse and runs off into the distance on the horse. And so then Carter gets on another horse and chases after her.
This sounds like a comedy.
This is
As you're
ridiculous.
retelling it, it's very comical. And her hair's blowing in the wind. And obviously the cameras love this. So here's another publicity stunt.
God.
Here's another.
Beautiful.
I mean, obviously she did this on purpose. So
Yeah. So in the forest, I guess, even though it's a very pristine and polished forest, Carter catches up with Serena and he tells her that this whole paparazzi thing is pretty much pathetic and her only means of it is to seek attention from her father. So now we're putting the pieces together. And it's revealed that Serena's father did not want any contact with his own daughter. And Carter tells Serena that he would have stayed with her if she would have let him. So he explains that she kind of took off after her father didn't want anything to do with her and just left him in the dust. And he decided to leave, I guess, and come home. But, you know,
So
he likes her.
the only reason
She's interesting, I guess.
Carter's in this is because he had a hookup to where her father
He's
was.
good with the traveling, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Apparently, but that's the only reason, right?
I mean,
Like what? I still don't get Carter. Like he just comes and he goes and he's takes your money and things and then he leaves and he can't
know.
be trusted. But
I
then he can
know.
find things and then he was with Serena in Europe and then she wasn't into it and then he's like, oh, but I really care for her, and then they kiss in the forest.
right.
Because if you look nice at Serena, she'll kiss you.
Right. They kiss because he pretty much is saying, like, I would have followed you. I like you.
It's like, no shit.
Like, duh, he wouldn't have been doing all of this. It's not like he would be doing all this for Blair. Like, he obviously
No.
likes Serena. And so
But then he had that thing with Blair.
he did have the thing with Blair, but I think that's mostly to get back at Chuck because he doesn't like Chuck.
Right.
They hate each other. But so the two kiss and then I guess go into the forest to do the hanky-panky.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then after it's done, Serena heads off and leaves, of course, and Carter's there shirtless to deal with the security guards. After Dan comes back, Vanessa finally confronts him about his changing. And Dan claims his family is going through a huge transition and everyone has to adjust and they're all doing the best they can. And his dad is pretty much losing his mind and feels awful that Cece's doing so poorly. And Vanessa doesn't really care. She's like, I still think you can be yourself through all of this, and doesn't know why he has to keep lying to her about it. Like, I'm torn. Like, I get what Vanessa's saying, but also I don't see Dan as changing all that much.
I don't either. Like if that was the
he
case,
probably lied about the limo thing because it was easier to do that. But
and then because she made such a big deal over the wallet. Imagine if she said nothing. He might have said,
he would have said, "Oh, I'll take you back in my limo."
Right.
Yeah.
or like,
I
oh,
agree.
can you believe? Like, oh, I'm taking a limo now.
Right.
I don't think we're not seeing a big.
I don't see it
change
as
here.
like in a way where it's, you know, unmodest or cocky or
where he's changed
or-
personally.
yeah,
because even in the beginning with Jenny and
Eric.
Eric, they talk about how
You can
Patch has
see
been
how-
with his books.
Right, and you can see definitely Jenny is really adapting to
for
this
sure.
lifestyle. Yeah, so it's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to sum up the final parts of the episode, we go back to the city at the palace. We have a chair scene that I actually smiled at. Michelle didn't really care either way. Blair arrives thinking that she'd find Chuck with this girl, and he states he left because he had a headache. And it's clear he's in bed, he's resting. And so she asks him if they need games to be together and would they be boring if they don't. And Chuck promises her that they can never be boring and it's whatever you want. I just want to make you happy and we can stay in tonight. That's totally good with me. And so they decide to. And I think it's cute. Like their night consists of role playing waiter and customer and like whatever works for them. You know?
Listen, way better than humiliating
Way
people.
better.
And you guys do you. I recognize it and I'm it is what it is, but it's not like I'm like, oh yes, I'm now on the chair train. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally. No, I'm not on the
Yeah.
chair train either, but I looked at this scene and I smiled for the first
Like
time
growth?
ever. Yeah.
Okay.
Because they decided, let's just stay in, let's just be together. Let's not torment people. I'm
And
like,
it's been
okay,
3
good.
months, right?
Yeah, it's been about 3 months
Okay.
because we leave school May,
Right.
June, and now it's going to be late August where they're going to school. So, meanwhile, Vanessa and Scott arrive back to the city, a scene that we ripped apart, Michelle and I, and then also in the Netflix party, because you have to paint the picture of Vanessa. She's a beautiful, tall woman, probably wearing high heels. And then she has her kid brother, Scott, who looks like he's 15 and doesn't even really reach her chin. I'm sorry. I'm not short shaming, tall shaming, nothing like that. Obviously, you love who you love. That's great. But he does tell Vanessa, the Humphreys seem like good people. Don't just throw away a lifetime of friendship with Dan over this one argument. And so while he's saying that, Vanessa decides to lean in and kiss him because she said someone has to make the first move.
Which, that's good for you.
Good for you, Vanessa.
It's just he looks so young.
He looks like a baby.
So it's hard to.
And in the chat, they said he looks. They said the actor now is 35, so then he was 25.
Okay.
And just doesn't look 25.
No, but those
But
are
that's
actors, right?
great, yeah.
Actors never look their age.
Yeah.
They just look so much younger.
Right. We do have the last couple of scenes. We end the episode with Nate and Bree kissing at a light in his grandfather's car, or his car from his grandfather. Rufus is paying off the paparazzi because he doesn't know what to do about this Serena thing. And good idea. I guess it's what the rich people do, right? You pay off the paparazzi so that they won't show anything of Serena. And then we have a scene where Serena is leaving her dad a voicemail because he obviously, the phone number doesn't even really work. And so she leaves him a message, not even knowing if he's going to get it. And she tells him that she's not going to stop trying to get his attention. And then she's paying her own personal paparazzi.
Yeah, because they said to Rufus that we're able to get all the paparazzis but one.
But one. And so the one is the one that Serena's been paying because she's making sure her photos are getting seen everywhere. And so this paparazzi now has to make sure it's going to Europe and Asia, wherever her dad could potentially be. And that's where we close it. Lots of ups and downs in the episode. What are you most excited to see now?
I think that I actually do think finding the father storyline is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have a better way that I'd want to see it. I just seeing it play out the way it did, I didn't love.
Mm-hmm.
But I find it's
frustrating.
Interesting. Like the way Serena is working to try to get her dad's attention through these pictures and the paparazzi. I actually like that. I just, for some reason,
it's Serena.
The way we saw, the way we saw her play it out, I'm like, why is this so annoying to me? Yet I actually do like this storyline.
I can totally agree with that. I like the plot of it, but watching it play out is frustrating because, like, we don't really.
It's Serena, the way she's doing it, I guess. I don't know.
Like, it just, you see her, like, the paparazzi, she's like, I don't know why they're following me. And then she turns around and smiles for them. I almost just want to, like, slap her a little bit. Maybe it was just
done in a different way or a different demeanor. And then I'm interested in the Scott storyline.
Yeah, me too.
But then I find it comical because Scott looks like a child. And so it's like we have, like, really good plot lines. I just don't like how they're being played out.
Yeah. I know.
It's a little frustrating.
It is frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll take a break. I have lots of questions and comments to get through. We do have some trivia that's pretty good, so
cool.
I'm excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you addicted to coffee?
Do you like true crime?
If so, come check out our podcast, Caffeinated Crimes.
Every week, we research a different true crime case and sit down with a cup of coffee and exchange our thoughts.
From Ed Gein to Lizzie Borden to the suspicious death of Keith Warren, we cover a variety of stories.
You can find us on your favorite podcast app or at caffeinatedcrimes.com.
Okay, welcome back from
Welcome.
break. Going to start out with our trivia. The episode title is based off of the movie Reversal of Fortune, so without the S. Never seen it or heard of it, really.
Same.
Yeah, Kelly Rutherford is absent from this episode as well as the next two, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yes, to recover from her
But
pregnancy.
that's good.
Yeah. Reversals of Fortune was watched by 2.55 million viewers and received mixed reviews. And I do have some of the reviews here.
Ooh.
Yeah, New York Magazine hailed the return of the third season and praised the premiere's theme of change. Michelle Graham from Film School Rejects reviewed the episode unfavorably, noting a lack of interesting storylines. Anid Portuguese of the Los Angeles Times had mixed thoughts on the episode. They state, overall, my mind wasn't blown by the premiere, but the season only just begun. Bring on the drama. With the Humphrey clan moving into the world of the Upper East Side, New York Magazine examined the altercation that occurred between Dan and Vanessa. When Vanessa confronts Dan at the polo match, he presents a list of totally valid and sympathetic reasons that he is not the same old Dan, which includes an illness in the family and a major life change, and brings up the very valid, obnoxious point that Vanessa is a shrew with class issues. I guess so, in a way.
A little bit.
Yeah, the Los Angeles Times, however, was unsupportive of their move, stating their arty, loft, and bohemian existence was part of their charm, and sympathized with Vanessa's perception of their move.
Interesting.
I still felt just as Vanessa had when she saw Dan climbing into that limo, bittersweet and somewhat betrayed. Film School Rejects considered Dan's speech to Vanessa as the high point of the episode. Film School Rejects calls Blair and Chuck's game predictable and compared it to Samantha and Smith in Sex and the City.
Oh, wow.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Serena's storyline was heavily panned, with Graham calling it a side plot, but found Serena fleeing with Carter interesting. Serena's wild child summer didn't have the meat to hold up the bulk of the episode, which the writers attempted to have it do. In contrast, Jacob from Television Without Pity praised Serena for using Gossip Girl's blog for her personal ends and her motive for using it. She used Gossip Girl and the tabs against Bart. She used it against Rufus and Lily. She even used it against Blair. She's been victimized by it more than any of them. And the graduation, when she called Gossip Girl's bluff 16 times in an episode, bringing the world crashing down on her. So maybe it's just the wording coincidentally. Maybe this is the strongest, smartest choice Serena could have made, and the lies are just about protecting Dan and Lily from how far she's willing to go. So,
Interesting stuff.
pretty good thoughts there.
Yeah, definitely. I like it.
We did have a goof, and I mentioned it while we were watching. When Vanessa and Dan are sitting in the cafe at the beginning of the episode, she has dreads in her hair. And as she runs to catch up with Dan to return his sunglasses, she has left with shiny styled perfect curls.
It's been brushed out.
It's so true. It looks like they just brushed it out. It looks so much better.
Yeah, I know.
Music in the episode, we have No Sex for Ben by The Rapture, Something We're Becoming by Time Machine, Don't Slow Down by Matt and Kim, Plastic Jungle by Mike Snow, Oh Forever by Breaks. Okay, so we're going to get into our questions and comments.
Okay.
Very excited. On Instagram, Jess at Mrs. Boquist states that she isn't loving Dan's new hairdo.
Mm-hmm.
She's confused as to why there weren't any Gossip Girl blasts about Serena all summer that Dan could have seen.
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
Yeah, maybe Gossip Girl doesn't go international.
Or maybe Serena's Gossip Girl.
Or maybe Serena's Gossip Girl. She also says, welcome Brie Buckley. Her last name is in honor of the writer Norman Buckley.
Okay.
Yeah. Jess isn't a fan of the chair arrangement, and she believes that this is Blair's only way to hold on to Chuck. I don't know if I necessarily agree 100% with that. I think Blair does say it was her plan, her idea.
But I think she did that in fear.
But yeah, maybe she ultimately did it in fear, and she does tell Serena, like, we had the honeymoon phase and we want to keep it up, but like that's not reality.
Well, no.
Never.
No.
You know? Her question, which lots of our listeners would like to know, is what do you think about Vanessa and Scott? Do you think Scott likes Vanessa or is just using her?
It's funny. I said this when we were watching dinner.
Yeah.
I think he's using her a little bit.
Doesn't like her at all.
maybe, I mean,
It's a
Vanessa's
bonus.
a pretty, yeah, kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, this is a cool side effect or byproduct of it. But he's
Mhm.
definitely using her to get closer with the Humphreys. And if that takes, dating her, kissing her, cool. Because she's gorgeous. She seems like she's a cool chick. So I think this just worked out nicely for Scott.
Yeah. I mean, he really had no other options unless he took on maybe Jenny or
Yeah, but how would he meet Jenny?
right. It happened
It's
to
very
fall into his
convenient.
lap.
It really did. He barely had to work for this.
Right. Thank you, Jess. We have Tish at Letitia_Dominique states, it was obvious from the moment that she started watching that Vanessa and Scott were going to date. She says it's sad that Serena's father wants nothing to do with her, and she gives this episode a 2.5 glasses of gossip out of 3. So I think that's a cute system we should adapt.
So cute.
Her questions are, do you think Cece dies?
Yes, because why would we make her this ill?
Mm-hmm.
Unless we just needed to have
Something for Lily to do?
something for Lily to do. Yeah, but I think she does die later on.
Yeah. What is your initial take on Bree Buckley?
I think she's cute. That's all I have. I have no feelings towards Bree right
nothing
now.
yet. Mm-hmm.
It's just another, it's something, I was going to say it's something for Nate to do, but,
It is something for Nate to do.
we're not going to do Vanessa. We didn't even discuss that
We're
because
not gonna do
apparently
Vanessa.
Nate and Vanessa hooked up in
We
Prague.
didn't. We didn't
once.
discuss just once, and that was it. She said it was NBD.
That was it.
That was it.
So
Sad, but I guess there is no more Natessa
So
to
I-
hold on to.
I guess we'll see what happens with Nate and Bree.
Yeah. I think she's cute off the bat. Same.
We don't know much about her yet.
Nothing yet. Just that she's this very smart cookie that goes to Columbia. Her family obviously has a lot of money.
And has
And
beef.
she wants to get back into their good graces, so we'll
Right.
see. Mike Del_Vasto states that he wants us to join the Sag side because of how Dan was there for Serena.
Aw, Mike.
He also claims there's bagels and waffles on Team Sag, so I don't know. It's looking pretty good.
But yeah.
But no.
But like
no.
I hear ya. I hear ya. It's just no.
Yeah.
I'm not on a team.
I'm not on a team yet.
I'm not on Team Chair and I'm
No.
not on Team Sag.
Same.
I was on Team Natessa and now
Me
that
too.
is gone.
Yeah. He, like Jess, actually, was not a fan of the Chair storyline as well in this episode.
Yeah.
Not a fan fave.
Yeah.
His questions, since the series is different from the show, if you were the author of the book series or any book series and someone wanted to use your story for a TV or movie, would you be upset if they changed it? And how much freedom would you give them? It's hard to say.
It's really hard to say. I feel though that if I wrote a story, I would really want to see it visually played out
Me
the way it
too.
was written.
Yeah, I know. That'd be so hard for me.
And I probably would want to be a part of it.
Me too. I want to be like really heavily, but I also have a really bad controlling thing.
Oh, I do too. But
I know
but
you
it
and I are the same with that.
It depends though, because if I'm in a creative environment and everybody's creative, I love that. Because
Yeah.
I love collaborating.
Right, like, oh, they can see this better or a different.
Yeah.
And you're like,
and
okay.
I am a very good team player when it comes to that.
Mhm. Yeah,
But wow,
that's a hard
I
question.
think I would probably want it played out the way.
I would be upset if they changed certain things.
Yes. Again, I would have to see what I have true weight in, like a certain character. Like, no, you don't understand.
You're
Like,
this is it. Yeah.
is the core of them. This is very important to them. This part cannot change, but yes, you can change this about this character.
Right. Yeah. So, thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Adrian at FemPower Media. You guys should go listen to her podcast.
She's
So
amazing.
cool. Yeah, I'm gonna link it actually in the description below. She said Serena on that horse in that dress was badass. She said she had some cringy, awkward moments for her, just Jenny in general. The cell phones that they use and how old they are, and when Dan lies to Vanessa about the limo. She also claps for Vanessa in this episode. So I guess she liked how Vanessa stood up to Dan about his whole wealth issue.
Okay.
Yeah. Vic at Muse Chick states She doesn't understand Serena acting up or her even kissing Carter because she doesn't trust him.
Vic doesn't trust him,
She
or
doesn't
Serena?
trust him.
Okay,
No,
Vic doesn't
trust him.
Yeah, because we don't even. I don't either. I don't know how I feel about Carter.
I know, I'm so like Switzerland with him right now because...
But I think this is his role, right? This is how we're supposed to feel about Carter?
I guess so. Yeah. I don't... Maybe down the line we can discuss him more because I don't really understand the use of his character at the moment.
Yeah.
So she said that the chair role-playing is what she preferred versus, tormenting the other random girls.
Yeah.
And she has a feeling that William Vanderbilt will get to Bree and mess up things with her and Nate.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Her questions, do you believe Padge to change now that he has money?
No.
Yeah,
Also,
we did discuss this.
I feel, too, Padge is not the person who decided that this was his new life.
Right.
His parent got together with another parent, and they decided to merge the families. And so can we take a second? And I cannot even believe I'm defending Padge.
Same.
Because I'm not on any train. But I have to defend him. I don't think, unless where the audience hasn't seen how it's been, but apparently Vanessa and Padge haven't even hung out or talked.
Right. So it's not like he just became worse
As
and
time
she
went
was
on.
seeing it and it was pissing her off, but they really haven't talked, so she doesn't know how he is.
But wasn't Vanessa in Europe too?
She wasn't. Yeah, she was in Europe.
And is she, unless they mentioned it, but did she try to call him and he just ignored her calls?
Right. It doesn't seem that either of the parties contacted each other. Yeah. She wants to know, why do you think being in the paper is Serena's answer to getting her father's attention?
Well, because he won't answer her phone calls.
Right. I guess what else can you do? That's her only option.
Be obnoxious and big and get on those billboards and papers and stuff.
Billboards, yeah. That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you'd change if you came into some money?
I mean, how could we not?
How can you not change? I would hope that me being able to, I love to give, so be able to give even more.
Yeah.
Maybe that wouldn't change who I am, but it would change the way that I can help people.
Agreed. That's how I feel too. I don't think my core values would change.
Right.
And me as a person, I mean, how you could be like, how do you know? But
right. There's no way to truly know.
I feel like I've been the same person since I was born.
Mm.
I mean, I go back and read old journals, and I'm still the same core how I feel. So I don't, and that was with age, right? So money, like you said, I feel like I would just change with how much I give.
Right. Yeah.
And I would give more.
Selfishly, I know I'd put it all in savings and not even
really
look at it. I mean, I would take it out here and there, but I'm really conscious of my money.
Oh, me too. I'm very conscious of it. And I would be I'm already a giver.
Yeah.
So I would want to give more, and I know I would give more.
Same.
Yeah.
So I also have an email from Michaela I'd like to read.
Okay.
She asks, why do you think older women, or at least older than him, like Nate so much? I don't understand. I just still don't understand. He just seems like too much work for me.
He's definitely too much work. I mean, he's very pretty.
Beautiful.
And he has money, so.
Yeah. Oh, he's so charming.
Yeah.
But is he?
He is charming in a non-pretentious way.
Yeah.
Like, Chuck is so
pretentious.
And that's what I was saying in the chat, and everyone was saying, well, because I was curious of this game that Chuck and Blair are playing, and Chuck has all this confidence, and then these girls swoon over him. It's like he can pick any woman and be like, yep, she'll fall for me because I'm Chuck Bass. And it's like,
right,
not
that's
for
his line
nothing.
on Chuck Bass.
Right. If he approached me, with all the confidence, I'd be like, ew.
Mm-hmm.
But that's me.
Right.
And maybe he wouldn't approach me because he'd look at me and be like, oh, she's definitely not a girl who would fall for my...
Right. So I think he seeks out the girls that he knows would swoon because he's got money.
Yeah.
And know who he is and his family.
Right. And Nate, who doesn't like to drop his name.
Right. He doesn't.
Ever.
He generally never does.
So he seems like a very nice guy.
Yeah.
And charming, and he's very cute. And he has a thing, the older ladies like him, and he likes the older ladies too.
He does. Yeah, I think definitely a character development. Not that he ever was a pretentious asshat, as, quote from Nate. But I think as we go on, he becomes less and less. He becomes more and more humble, I should say.
What are you talking about?
Nate, I mean. Sorry.
Oh, no, I think Nate was fine.
He always was, like, had that humble quality,
Yeah.
but the more you see him, the more he wants to rebel from his family and not become like them.
No, right.
So, I mean, I would find that attractive.
Sure.
She says, I know you're not supposed to kink shame, but Cher needs to cool it. She loves Serena's dress at breakfast. Very simple and cute. My wannabe edgy side really likes Jenny's style in this episode, except the bad hair extensions.
Yeah.
They go from curly and nice to dreadlocks in every other scene. Why does Chuck dress like a retired naval officer?
It's true, though.
Oh, yeah. Some of his outfits, I'm like, yikes. Like, I get it, but I would never approach looking like that.
No.
Yeah. She says, I like Serena and Nate as the voices of reason in Cher's need to avoid settling down.
Yeah.
How has Serena not learned to not lie her way out of everything? It's getting old. 100% agree. Polo match dresses were great, very cute, especially Blair's. I miss early 2000s maxi dresses and sundresses. Vanessa's extensions need help. She has borderline scene girl hair at the polo match. She said, do you think Vanessa is thinking too much or making too big a deal out of Dan's changes, which we just talked about? And Chuck as a waiter is great. Mimi giggle. Who do you think is more lost at this point, Serena or Nate? I guess Serena.
I actually think Nate.
You think Nate? Yeah, because he's still, you're right. At least Serena has like a purpose and a
Yeah, she kind
direction.
of has something she's focused on. And Nate is just like, wow, my grandfather's cool with us dating.
Yeah,
Everything's great.
that's true. I agree. I take back my answer.
Yeah.
But that's all of our questions and
Thank you,
comments.
guys.
Thank you so much for getting them in before 8:15 p.m. on Thursday. We super appreciate that.
Yeah.
Fashion headbands.
I had one.
I had two only because in the background at the polo match, it's a very
Oh.
fuzzy girl, but she's wearing a headband.
You're sure?
I'm positive.
Okay.
But Breeze was the other
Yes.
headband.
Yeah.
I did, as much as we joked about Chuck's attire, I liked his red suspenders in the first scene with him.
Sure.
What else do you have?
I liked Rufy's linen outfit.
Yeah, he's super beachy.
I liked Padge's suit.
Me too.
At the polo
He
game.
looked pretty good.
Here it is, guys.
I wrote wow.
I'm saying it. Padge looked
He looked sexy in
It
that.
looked good.
Yeah.
The white button down that was open a couple of
no
notches.
tie.
No tie. The
Pair
khaki
of
linen.
sunnies. Yeah. I'm into it.
I'm into it. That looked real good.
If Chuck was wearing, or Nate, if Nate was
Nate.
wearing
There we go.
Natey boy.
Nate.
Yeah. I also had that, and I did have Dan's new summer get up with his short sleeve button down and khakis, and the sunglasses. I think he looks really good in those.
I liked Blair's dress with the yellow belt.
Tish and Jess also liked that dress,
Yeah.
and I liked Jenny's polka dot romper.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
that
sure
was
it was
really
a romper,
cute.
right? Yeah, I loved that.
I liked Vanessa's shorts. We talked about that
Me
in the chat. I
too.
did not like the top. that she
Did
was
not
wearing
like the
with.
top with it, but I did like her teardrop gold earrings.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I did like Jenny's black and white maxi dress at the polo match.
I love Serena's dress at the polo match.
Her dress was beautiful. Tish hated Vanessa's dreadlock style hair as everyone else did.
Yeah.
And Blair's dress at the polo match looked like a bad bridesmaid's dress,
It did
says
with
Tish.
the pink hat.
It looked awful. It was an awful choice.
Not her finest.
Not her finest, no. Quotes?
Yeah.
Will it taste as good in your welcome back hotter mug?
Chuck Bass doesn't do girlfriends.
Yeah. I can hardly doubt she can keep her mouth shut for a whole month.
Can't go to a polo match without a hat.
Now take your American Girl hair and poreless skin and get out. And topless on Valentino's yacht. I did like when Chuck said, I want you to be happy however that's achieved.
Yeah.
And then at the party, Eric says to Jenny, oh, Mrs. Jennifer Humphrey, when did you get married?
Yeah.
So do you want to go into MVP and shittiest? I'm not thrilled with my choice, but whenever you're ready.
It's so hard when you don't like anybody. So I'm trying to go with who I feel I spoke about and defended. All right, I have my MVP, and I don't even want to say it.
I already know who yours is.
I know.
Just
Say
chomping
it.
on some fruit from
Shamefully,
the sangria.
I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
I can.
On 3.
Yeah.
3,
3, 2, 1.
Rufus.
Padge.
I know why you picked Padge.
Padge. Yeah. Rufy's a good choice too. I was going back and forth with him as well. I felt Padge. I don't feel that he changed.
Yeah.
I think it was wrong for Vanessa to lay that on him. I get this is her best friend. She just misses her best friend.
Yeah, totally.
But he's gone through these changes because of his family, not by choice.
Yeah.
So give him some slack.
And he tried to explain that to her. She just didn't get it.
And as much as I find him annoying being up in Serena's business, he's still the same trying to help her.
Yeah, I think he didn't really talk that much in this episode, and he was not that pretentious.
And he wore a good suit.
And he wore a good suit. So, yeah, I totally agree with that. But I did pick Rufus only because I felt like he's going through a lot, and now his fiance is dealing with a sick mother, and he has all the weight on his shoulders, and he's doing the best he can. And I felt like he was being pretty supportive of Serena and being concerned for her well-being, even though it's not his kid. So that's my reasoning. But
yeah.
Tish picked Jenny and Eric for looking out for Serena.
Oh, okay, those are good choices.
Shittiest.
Yeah.
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 Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Serena. Why did you choose Serena?
She just bothered me. She bothered me. The lying, the constant need to lie. I did, and Tish even says at first she picked Serena because of all the crap she pulled in this episode, but then she felt bad about her daddy issues, so she ended up choosing Vanessa instead because of her reaction towards Padge.
So I almost chose Vanessa.
Yeah.
But Serena, she bothered me more, but I don't want that to be the reason why. And so
right, me too.
I think it's just her approach to how she's going about it. Because again, that last scene of her working with the photographer, being like, okay, I want my dad to see this ever. I'm like, cool, I'm about this. It's how you deal with everybody else that just bothers me.
She can never just give a straight answer. It's always like beating around the bush about something.
Yeah.
So secretive. And then why do we have to make up a stupid lie? Carter's stalking me? Like, that's not the way to go about it.
I didn't understand. That has nothing to do with her dad, I don't think.
It's like another flighty response from her, like, during the Seder. Dan's my boyfriend. Like, no, it's not. Like, why you have to... She always finds the need to do that.
Yeah.
And that pisses me off.
Yeah.
And it's, like, something that she continually does because that's a Serena trait. But it's never bothered me as much as it did towards the end of last season into this season. So, yeah. Patron of the week.
Ooh.
It's patron of the week.
Patron of the week.
It's patron of the week. Who will it be?
It's patron of the week.
This week I chose our Vivacious Vic because if you're a patron, you know I have a podcast called Crashing Down with Liz. It's a Roswell-inspired podcast. Each week I talk about the new series Roswell, New Mexico that was on the CW. I do reference a lot from the old series. I have a huge appreciation and love for the cast and characters from the original. And Vic has joined me on my train of Crashing Down with Liz and has been sending me all of her questions, comments. We're going to start season 2 this week. Season 2 will be on Netflix, so I'm excited to rewatch season 2, give you guys my thoughts, and I hope that we get more people who want to watch this awesome show. So thank you so much, Vic, for reaching out to me about Roswell. Next week is a episode I do really like.
Okay.
Much better to me than this premiere. I feel like the premiere should have been next week's episode.
Got it.
In my opinion. But the title for 3-2 is The Freshman. College. My three gossip words for 3-2 are
3 gossip words.
doubts, hookups, orientation. Yeah.
All right.
I'm into
So
it.
we're all going to college.
I told you I really like this episode.
We're all going to orientation, and we have hookups. So I'm assuming that's Bree and Nate are going to continue hooking up behind the scenes. And then the orientation. Okay, so here's the thing. Serena's supposed to be going off to Brown. That is not happening.
Lounging.
It's not happening because she's dealing with her dad shit. So she's either going to defer it, or she's just not going, or she's going to say she's going, and it's a total lie because she's going to go off with Carter to try to get her dad's attention.
Yeah.
Those are my feelings on there.
I think that's great.
Doubts, probably Blair and Chuck doubting their relationship because, like, things are good, but we have to doubt it because we're chair, and that's what we do. And probably Nate would doubt because, like, it's just Nate.
Okay.
And Jenny and Eric are going back to school too.
Yeah.
But like on
Not
the
yet.
lighter. Oh, not yet. Okay, so this is like freshman orientation.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's fun.
So I think it's
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So when you go to orientation, you find out who your roommates are.
Yeah. So Blair's gonna find out who her roommate is.
Teaser.
Yeah. So that's super fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
It's funny to me that Blair is going to dorm.
Yeah. It's not really her thing, you know?
Also, she has money. Why wouldn't she get an apartment?
Yeah. And also this is not Yale, this is NYU.
No, I know.
So the crowd
It's
not really
different.
Blair's crowd, you know what I'm saying?
Was this discussed prior of Blair dorming at NYU in terms of she's okay with it? Because I know there's a whole apartment thing with her and Nate. Like, why wouldn't Blair have her own off-campus housing?
Yeah. I think Blair wants that full college experience. So
It's hard to believe that.
it is hard to believe that, and you will see next week. She does. It's just a struggle because that's not the Blair that we know and love. She doesn't.
Yeah.
She doesn't do like other people.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't do shared bathrooms.
She
you
does
know?
right. No, any
So
of that.
It's gonna be a hard transition for her.
Yeah.
Now that you've watched the season premiere, do you have any inklings on who you think Gossip Girl is?
Well, you know, like naturally I want to be like, oh my God, it's Brie because she's new. But
Mhm.
now I'm leaning towards, and I know it's not her, but I'm just going to pick Serena because she's like
Serena.
controlling media right now. So
Oh yeah. Tish, she's actually a newbie, and she sent us that she believes Gossip Girl is or could be Vanessa or Rufus in this episode. Just because she had a feeling.
I love it.
Yeah. So thank you, Tish, for
So
sending your
fun,
thoughts.
Tish.
It's fun to have some patrons who are new, like
yeah,
you, 'cause
it
now
really
you'll have
is.
a community.
I know.
If you're new, please reach out to us. Michelle would love to hear from you and all of your predictions. Also, I would just like to know who is new watching Gossip Girl, because it's been out for over 10 years now at this point. So, and the people that I feel are watching it in the binge culture and watching it over and over. And now we're going to have the whole remake of it. So it's gonna be around for a while.
Right. It's not going
Which
anywhere.
is going to be in 2021 at this point. So we thank you all for listening. We appreciate you each and every week. Hope you enjoyed the season 3 premiere. If you'd like to reach out to us, you can reach us at 3 Gossip Girls Pod on all of our social media accounts, even at gmail.com. We love receiving emails from you guys. If you're new, even better, because now we get to hear your predictions. So very excited about that. If you're interested in joining our Patreon family, we are ittakes3network.com. You can go over there, check out some of our bonus goodies and bonus content, our mini-sodes like Crashing Down with Liz. If you're interested, plug. And we will see you guys next week for The Freshmen. You know you love us.
XOXO.
Gossip Girls.